So again, welcome to the second day, and I hope many of you had good meeting yesterday, folks on the Zoom, and we had a good reception after that. But we had about 24 talks for the Open RAN and 6G Summit, and with author's permission, we'll be making those PDF files available, and also the recordings with author's permission will be made available. So I'm again Ashutosh Dutta from Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab. And we'll have a different sets of agenda today. Yesterday it was mostly invited talks, talking about what's happening in Open RAN, Alliance, ORAN Alliance, deployment, testbed, research, all of those. But one of the things I talked about yesterday, my last bullet was standards. So when we do research, we develop standard. There are some gaps, there are use cases, and new things need to be developed. And there are various SDOs, right, that look into that, 3GPP, IEEE, ITU, just to name a few. So IEEE obviously has a vehicle that helps us to do pre-standardization. That means you have a new idea and bring to the IEEE SA board, and then we discuss that and maybe modify, maybe provide some new suggestions, and then we start something like project authorization record, right? So that's called PAR. And so today's day will be just focused on that. And again, folks on the room will have Wi-Fi instruction. There are also seats up in the front. Please use this to get logged in. Now, Purva will be joining shortly, and I'm Ashutosh and Professor Mehmet Ulema. We are the co-chairs from 6G, and Mehmet and I are the co-chairs for the 6G industry connection, and I'm also the chair for Open RAN. So this is the kind of the agenda. We have Purva, myself, this is a welcome, then RRSA introduction from Alex Gelman from Netovation, and he's also an active leader and volunteer within IEEE SA and IEEE Communication Society. Then we have part discussion on heterogeneous RIC, Dilip Krishnaswamy from CDOT, and Paul Stephens from Nokia. We'll have a coffee break. All right. This right? Okay, coffee break, yeah. So then we have 10:50, we have Ole and Clifton from Nokia again, that talking about what's happening in securing the future Open RAN. We had a lot of talks yesterday for security. Then Jasprit Kaur from University of Glasgow, integrating Open RAN with reconfigurable intelligent surfaces. So this is the new research area coming up. Then Nishant from Fujitsu Research, advancing RAN management with DApps, real-time RIC. We'll have a lunch break. And then we have 6G Open RAN security, again from Nishant. And then resource allocation, service provisioning for softwareized network slicing using game theory, a techno-economic approach from Devarsi, Bashu from IIT Kharagpur, ORAN future for network infrastructure, Jonas Salang from IEEE Computer Society. Then we have from University of Rome, how to improve the security of open frontal terrestrial and non-terrestrial networks, followed by Venkatesh from Mine ORAN, multi-stream intelligent network drift handling for ORAN. And then we'll have a coffee break, and then we'll have 2 more talks, integrating human-centered design into Open RAN, 6G standardization, enhancing user-centric deployment resilience. And after that, we'll have federated learning architecture for Open RAN, by Kim. And then we'll dedicate the next hour, the final hour, about discussion. Okay, all right, I think some of the slides. Okay, fine. So I wanted to just introduce Purba a little bit again, but Purba should be here. He was introduced yesterday, IEEE SA Standards Association, Connectivity Telecom Practice Lead. And he has years of experience in the industry before he joined IEEE SA. That's me. I work for Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab. I also have another hat with Johns Hopkins University, Director of Doctor of Engineering. I used to be at AT&T Labs, Startup Connection, and Bell Communication Research, and Columbia University in the past. And this is Dr. Mehmet Ulema, who is also another leader in Standards Association. And he has been in the industry for a long time with Belcor. Most recently, he was with Manhattan College. He has also written a book, and he has taught many courses in different universities, including Manhattan College, but other places as well. And he got his master's PhD in Polytechnic University of New York. All right, with that, I know we're going to start. I'll just give you, Purba was supposed to do that. He's running a little late, but I wanted to give you folks about this industry connection and how the RRSA fits into that, right? So this is the IEEE SA. It's the world's largest technical professional organization. That's IEEE. 460 members, 190 countries, and IEEE SA is the global standards development organization, right? If you think about 802.3, 802.11, Wi-Fi, I mean, just to name a few, but we do standards for all the layers. We are mostly physical, Mac, and network, but we are also contributing to other layers as well. So most prominently, wireless LAN, Ethernet are the most important one. So creating the spaces that engage people with diverse backgrounds. So the whole idea of IEEE is to make it open, neutral, and folks around the world can contribute, just like we are doing today. We have a dedicated session, we call it RRSA. It's kind of a pre-standardization before we move into standardization, just to brainstorm the ideas, right? So we look at what's happening in the industry. We like to keep the connection in the industry. And we look into various verticals, right? There are Future Direction Committee has different initiative. And in fact, Future Network Technical Community, Public Safety, just to name a few. And some of the new ideas that get discussed there come to IEEE SA board, and then we discuss that here, take it to the next stage, right? Now, making it more focused about connectivity telecom practice, there are various areas, as you can see, we are looking into here, quantum computing, open RAN, cybersecurity, 6G, telehealth, sustainability. So these are the industry connection group within IEEE SA and with connectivity and telecom practice, where the main objective is to come up with new ideas, engage with the industry, look at what's happening, what other SDOs are doing, and then do the gap analysis, right? So that's what we are doing with Open RAN. Last year, on August 10th, we had a RRSA and Open RAN. We had about like a dozen submissions. And some of them, actually, Dilip is going to talk about what he has done after that. So similarly, from today's, we got about 10 or 12 submissions. We're going to pick up a few things and move it to the next level, right? So that's the idea. So pilot projects, demos, test beds, white papers, any kind of best current practice, education. So these are the things this specific group within IEEE SA look into. All right, so finally, obviously, IEEE always likes to collaborate with academia, research community, industry, And there are several committees also, ISO IEC and ISO IEC JTC1. We have also agreements with various organizations around the world as well. We do also conduct webinars for government engagement. I personally have participated in a Open RAN government engagement webinar where, so let's say folks around different countries, different part of the world, they like to see how Open RAN can be deployed. What are the challenges? What are the issues there, right? So we often interact with the government sponsors, government community, to see what are the challenges they are facing, how we can help them. And these are the policymakers, right? So we not only speak to the CTOs, CXO, decision makers, and researchers, academics, folks, but we also have to get connected with the government people, right? So that's how the whole ecosystem works. All right, so these are different portfolio programs, industry connection, standardization. What we are doing is pre-standardization membership. We would like to become member of IEEE SA to get access to many of the standards. IEEE SA Open, this is open source projects, conformity assessment certification, alliance management services, registries, industry affiliation, training development. So the last one on the right-hand side, bottom, the IEEE government engagement on standard, the GEPS program, that is the program I was talking about when I was participating in a webinar for that, and then IEEE SA Standards Fellowship program. So these are various portfolios, and you can take a look. So this summit, yesterday's summit and today's RRSA, is primarily sponsored by IEEE Standards Association. I'd like to thank, while being supported by Future Network Technical Community, Innovation Testbed, and also we got support from APL and Region 1, Region 2. All right, so with that, I got about 2 minutes. So I'll just say what's happening in Open RAN, Radio Access Network, that Industry Connection Initiative. So these are different work items. So myself, the chair, Yvonne Chata, the co-chair, and Mithun is the secretary. We have Purba, Rosalinda, the staff, they help us. And these are the different work items I was telling before, but today's thing will be number 9. If you look at it, new parts based on some identification of issues and research issues. So we'll focus on that. We meet every month, so if you like to be part of that, please send mail to oran@ieee.org, and you'll get a chance to contribute to many of these activities that's going on. Similarly, 6G technology for connectivity telecom systems, Mehmet, Ulema, and myself, we were the co-chairs. Anuraj from Sri Lanka is the secretary. And we're still supported by Purba and Rosalinda there, and there are about 150 participants. And this started very recently. And again, one of the work items is proposals for standards based on identification issues. So that's the part. Most of the part today will be probably with Open RAN. We'll get a chance to talk about 6G related pre-standardization as maybe next 6 months or so. So RRSA and proposals, those are the 2 things we'll be doing today. And you'll be seeing more information about what's happening in 6G and how IEEE can contribute. Just like we do for Open RAN, we do the same thing for 6G. Once a month we meet, and since 6G is still evolving, there's a good chance to contribute there, but interacting with Next Year Alliance and 3GPP, et cetera.